Let me just,
Hello.
How
are you, Star?
I'm good, thanks. I just need to, there we go.
I love those pictures of you skateboarding.
You're already recording, Marty? Okay. Good. Thank you. Yes, that has been quite an achievement.
Yeah. I have to show you my skateboard.
It was so scary, but I did it. Oh.
This is my skateboard. Hunter built this for me.
Oh, wow.
Green sparkly tape.
Wow.
Pink wheels, soft pink wheels, an alien. And then he even picked out 2 blue screws. The longboard, it's more
board, which is a lot better because it's like you don't get caught on all the little stones. And so the second and third time I used just the skateboard, and I was so nervous because the first time I ever got on a skateboard, I fell off and I broke my wrist, but that was like 10 years ago. And I wasn't even riding it. It was actually a little penny board, and I stood on it in a shop, and it was Christmas, and I just wanted to feel. And then as I got off, my pants of my jeans were too long, so I stepped on that, and I lost my balance and I fell. Anyway, so I'd never got on a board. And so the other day when the kids were here, they're like, "Mom, just try it out." And I got on, and it was like really cool. And yeah, so then I've been trying, and yesterday I did the hills, and that's awesome.
That's fun. It's a lot of fun. It is scary, like as you get older, it's like when you fall.
Oh yes,
it's lasting. I know. I fell I fell in November on the skateboard, and I landed on my butt cheek, and my back was screwed up. Like it just sort of, I had 3 massages in Bali, and it's fixed it. But I was like really achy and moving, like it just was like felt really stuck in the low back. So yeah, I know you have to be careful.
Yeah.
So, and I started the intermittent fasting today with the app. So it was a successful day.
Good. What is your window time?
It's noon till I think it's 8, but I usually stop eating by 7.
Okay. Yeah. I normally go as well from 8 p.m. until I try and push it till 1 p.m. the next day. So it's about between 16 and 17 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you just found like the weight just fell off of you.
Yep. It took a long time. I mean, it took me a year to get to my goal, which was 18 kilos. But in saying that,
how much is that? How much is 18 kilos?
I'm not sure. But the thing is, like, I wasn't on a strict diet with food, and I just kind of ate whatever I wanted. Well, I don't do like no carbs and stuff.
Oh, so you lost like 40 pounds. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was pretty much almost half of me.
Yeah, that's great. I want to lose, like I'm 142 and a half, and I want to be about 125. So I have about 20, what is that, 20 pounds, 50, 20, is that how much is that? 40, 30, that's 50, about 17 pounds, about under 20 pounds to lose.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll get there. We'll all get there. So yeah, so great video. Who's this other person on here? Who's the unstoppable?
Larcy.
Oh, that's Larcy? Hi, Larcy.
Yes, recording.
Hey there.
Hi.
Just heard the background.
How is everything with you, Larcy? Like, is that with the volcano and everything?
No, it's all good. People are recovering, and some have they already got back to their houses, but still alert on. It's still on alert level 3, but I think it's gonna get better. So people are recovering. Thank you, Jodi.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Good, good, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just today I want to touch base on the funnel and just kind of update you on the stuff that we did in Bali, and then talk again about like the pictures so that I can get this I'd like to get it launched as soon, I think it's pretty much ready. And so so basically we did all the little videos that you were waiting for. I think we did like maybe 3 videos. Like there was like, congratulations for buying the bundle, and then get the book, the whole bundle, and I'll sign it. And then there's the thank you video, and then there's the into the one-time offer into the course. And then so by the end of February, what I'm going to send out an email blast. Hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to work on that to everybody, just like letting them know that the $9.97 is only available until the end of February, and then it goes back up to the retail price of $19.97. So then they have to go through some sort of a funnel or sign up at a course or something like that. And then what I want to do is get Rhonda's guy that she works with, Kim from Australia. He kind of, he did the metrics for me, because the goal that I had, he did the metrics for me, and he it doesn't really work. Like I'd be spending $17,500 to make $15,000, so it doesn't really work. So he convinced me to like hire my course price and then bring on a salesperson, and then pay like full commission, or do a full commission 20%, but then use a higher price point, because he said that he felt like my course could be worth more than what I was selling at. So that was kind of like deflating, and then it was encouraging. So it just kind of, I needed to hear that, the truth in it, and then have a little bit of brain shake up, and then so as far as I understand, Rhonda has a girl in, there she is, in California, and she's hello.
Hi, ladies.
Miss you guys already.
I know, it's weird, right? Today I'm totally taking my Freedompreneur Friday day. I haven't actually had a day yet from the event and before the event.
Oh, right.
Victoria got extremely sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah, and she had to go on a visa run today. So we've been kind of trying to honor each other. So I didn't mean to pop in to interrupt you ladies, but I think it was good that Inner Circle people didn't want to meet, and there was so much going on with everything that it's kind of good. We can all get our minds back together. So where were you guys at? You're just kind of updating Starr, because we did a lot of film, a lot of things, obviously, that we need to tie up.
So I updated her on the videos that are coming.
Yeah,
and
great.
Then we got to just like kind of make sure that we figure out the pictures so we can get rid of that. Starr, like what, like that picture that I'm on the banner. It's just, it's time to let that one go.
Yeah, she's gone. I don't even know that lady.
Come on, man. That was like 12 pounds heavier than I am right now.
So true.
Hopefully by May I'll be like, I started the intermittent fasting today. So
you did.
Inspired by Starr and Sophie and you guys. It's like, because I have this thing, and it's like I can't, like the exercising thing right now is just like, and so I thought, that's the way to go. So I'm gonna give that
much healthier. Your mind works a lot faster as well.
Yeah, I felt a little sluggish today. Like by the time I ate, then when I ate, I was like, but that's also some jet laggy stuff too, and adjusting.
Yeah, big time. Just make sure you're eating high protein amounts, very low carbohydrates. That matters. Okay, so yeah, exactly. We've got a lot of new.
Yeah, and then just like letting her know that I had that conversation with Kim about the course model that I was striving for. When he did the math for me, it's like, oh, womp womp. And then so just sort of shifting that to like the idea of like bringing a higher price point. And Kim was like, this. He looked at my stuff and he was like, this is a $5,000-$6,000 course, And
yeah, and yes, it is. And everything that Kim says is always validated. We also need to go back to what your main objective was, which is more on the automation side. 5K courses are not sold automated. They are phone called courses. So that was part of that model, which is amazing. And we absolutely should do it. But for you, your main objective also was we're looking for more automation, less interaction. So I would say a balance between both. And that's why we put the course at the price that we did, so that you could see the thresholds and if you can get automated buyers or if the phone call is required. And if it is, then we can start testing the high price point. So I think that it's not just saying, oh, that's the only model. It's really balancing what do I want and where do I want to spend my time. And so I love that, of course, and I always respect everything Kim says, because him and I are always on the same page. The difference was the one key element, which was I really need more time. And you wanted to sell more on automation and have time for the other items, which are the books, etc.
He did say, so that's where he rolled in. He's like, hire a salesperson. And then I was like, well, and he's like, just record some Zoom consults over the next couple weeks, and then see if you can get that girl in California that does the clothes on the birthday thing.
Yep, Sarah. Yeah, I'm going to have a conversation with her actually this week.
So that would be great. And then I could kind of work from there. So I'm going to I have a consult tomorrow. So I'll kind of do some of these consults, and I'll make sure I record them on Zoom. I'll upload them onto Starr's sheet, I guess. I could do in the Google Doc. Or where should I upload them?
You want those consults for you? What are you putting them onto the Google Doc for? Like, what is your intention? Just so I understand.
So that they can be shared with whoever becomes the salesperson for training purposes. Kim said just record the Zooms of your consult so that it helps with like the training, so then they can see how you're closing and what you're talking about.
I wasn't sure. I was like, where are we going to put that? I wasn't sure what you meant. Yeah. Do you utilize like a pitch deck to explain when you're doing a consult? Do you use more of like an explaining pitch deck to them, or is it more, do you have a specific structure that you use?
Pretty much my structure is like, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're looking for. And then they sort of, they start sharing about like what they have in terms of finances. And then I basically go, okay, yes, I can help you, or no, you need to go to like a bankruptcy freaking consult. You know what I mean? Like it's like one or the other, right? So, but most of the people that are reaching out, they have a little bit to work with, or they have a fair amount to work with.
Yeah.
So,
do they fill out an application in advance before you begin asking these specific questions?
No, but I would like to bring that into play. I'd like to bring in the application aspect to it for sure. I think
100%. In fact, that alone will pre-qualify, mentally prepare any of your conversations for that reason, right? So what I would then do, Jodi, is write out a very specific list. 8 to 10 questions. This tends to be kind of a map. Conversation, like very, very specific, because when we come, right, like anytime I come with a call, other than that one that we did with that one woman, why everything was off, is we are they're very pre-qualified. I know exactly where they're at, and it helps your conversation with them, but more importantly, it just helps you qualify them. So what we're doing now, write that out, Jodi, and then I'll share with you the consultation funnel. Unless that's done, is that consultation funnel done? Do you know? Funnel we're doing right now for me, Jodi. Larcy, do you have that link to the consultation funnel that we're creating right now that has the JOT form that sequentially? Please grab that. Thank you. This is perfect, Jodi. It's a pre-qual qualification funnel, very simple, yet it collects the data, and we're using JOT form. So what it does is it's trifold, really. Not only collects the data, but two, it collects the pixel on ClickFunnels as well. So we not only get the automation pixel for, let's say, ads, but we also get and capture their data in a list immediately, whether they move or not. So then we get the data. So now we got the front end, which it's real simple, but it keeps people psychologically moving forward. And then we get the data for the consult. So it's a brand new method that we're using, but really, really effective because we're doing a lot with PR now. So we need to get their feedback. So awesome, Larcy. So that'll be perfect for you, Jodi. And then what I would suggest, based on what we're talking about in regards to having a salesperson, is that I would have, no matter what, a pitch deck. Like, I'm even changing my whole everything that I'm doing because is that the opt-in of it all, Lars? That's the front end. Well, we might have an opt-in, but okay, this is perfect. Yeah. I would have a very specific pitch deck because what we're finding, we and you and I can close everyone, right? Because we know our business. If we're using closers, it tends to be a bit more clean, where they know exactly, first off, they learn better, and then they learn exactly what they need to say. So, okay, great, I have a call. Okay, this is what we do. Boom, this is our methodology. It's already what you most likely have done, but it's like, this is how we work. This is our methodology. This is what, you either have this level of investment or you have this level of investment. If you have this level, then I can work with you personally. If you have this level, I suggest you go to a bank. This is how we work. Like, just 5 slides, something that showcase, because especially with a closer, it will help them be more accurate. And then they just set you up either to speak with you or they set you up to close them. So we can work on that process, but because this is something that, we are working on it all the time as well. So here, this is how the app works. So it's now, this will go into ClickFunnels. So no matter what, I'm getting an opt-in right now, right? So then people are just like, oh, it's easy. Qualification that we're putting them through a questionnaire. So, but I would definitely do that. It'll be really helpful for you.
Okay, wicked.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on that. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and then you've got everyone. Then now you've got all their data, and it saves, right? And then you can email them different offers, things like that. Like, for instance, now with PR, I can send a message saying, I'm filling these articles right now, or do you want us to work? Okay, so that's number one. Just write down those questions so you can put them in form. Second is, what we'll do is we'll set up, when it's time to do marketing stuff, we will, we can get on a call with Kim as well to look at that, whether you want to run Facebook ads or if we're just going to focus on the outreach side of it all, which I think is probably a really clean move, is that, especially on the outreach side, we tell them what you do, then we give them the application that they can fill out, which would connect it directly to a calendar. And then that could either send them directly to the closer. So then we can look at, all right, this is my online selling process and this is my offline selling process, right? Like LinkedIn kind of style that filters them through and gets them on the phone with either you or a closer. And we can test the high ticket, because anything online for automation, it's the lower tickets are what sells. We ran ads to, like, if Kim ran ads directly to an automation funnel and an informational funnel, then you could either make that automation sale directly off of a webinar and then get them on the phone and sell them the higher ticket. So there's 2 entry points. We never go, that's the one. I'd say we should be doing 2 entry points, and then we see which one does best for us, which one serves your time better, and then which one do we go with heavier, or do we stay with both? Like I do both. I do LinkedIn, and I get a ton, high level people that are not even close to Facebook. But I do my Facebook stuff to keep the traffic.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
so do both.
I still have to do the webinar thing. I still plan on doing that. So
absolutely.
So yeah, like bringing people through this onto the webinar, and then from the webinar they fill out the application and go through that, or potentially close on the.
Yeah, exactly. Because the way we did your offer was that you went webinar into buying the course, into getting a call, right, into, because that's a perfect line. That's a perfect streamline. And even if it's just pipeline driving, right? Like right now, I do a lot of marketing, just pipeline driving that gets people on my list. So that we want to stay pipeline driving, and then we can do more intent-based branding and marketing, like intent-based, where you're like, okay, I'm going after this guy. He's filling out an app, and I'm getting on the phone. That's the stuff that you and Kim were talking about, and that's where I would have taken you no matter what, once we got this part done. But what happens is we get too many suggestions. I was like, Kim, just wait, because I don't want them to lose that front end focus that you guys had, which is for your saving time, right? Which is why you're doing.
And I mean, the thing is like with doing like the webinar through, like I could still price if I did the webinar, maybe the price is $24.97, and then when I go and then when I go to, like, if I speak on stage or something, then I make it like $14.97, or I give it that offer or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that we can work on. That's all testing, like a lot of times it sounds great in the front end, but then the test isn't working. So we can always test that stuff. But let's just focus on now so your mind works and you get done what needs to get done. So let's finalize the course if it's not fully done, and then let's now start focusing on this webinar and when you're going to drop it, because that's what we were going to talk about today in Inner Circle, is that your drop time should probably be March for this webinar. So we should focus, let's get a date and say, okay, the best would be a Tuesday or a Thursday in probably the 2nd or 3rd week of March.
Okay.
So look at your calendar and say, okay, what's my date in March? Let's nail that date. So that also allows us to trickle back anything that we need to finalize and get done for that webinar, right? So we can
it's
get
like a Tuesday or a Thursday?
Yeah, Thursdays, I'm sorry, I'm thinking in my terms for Bali. Wednesdays and Thursdays USA are ideal webinar time or webinar days. Thursdays are the best for webinars typically.
Okay.
Just because it's the end of the week and people are, we can market throughout the full week. We can market them and then they get there at the end of the week. Friday's crap. And so Saturdays sometimes work, but unless you have an audience that's a Saturday audience, I would stick with like business time audiences.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things for me that I've done where I've signed up for courses is like the 8 p.m. on a Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect. The Thursday, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. are like our highest. I've tested 10, sucks. 7, not great at all. But 8 and 9s are like the premium time frames. And so are 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just don't do them because I'm not there.
Right.
But 2 o'clocks do really well in the afternoon because it's like people that are, working from home or they run their own agencies, etc. They do their own thing. 2 o'clocks are great because they do lunch and then they're like back in the office like, okay, cool. I'm gonna warm up and watch this masterclass or this webinar. So that's always a good time if you make it available to people.
Okay.
But we can talk about that strategy as well. I just really want you to focus on this.
So I'll do my pitch deck. I'll get my questions and I'll get my for my application, and then I'll get my webinar set up.
Yeah.
And then finish that, and then what else is there?
Course is done. The book funnel's pretty much already done. We're just waiting on a couple videos, right? That's it.
Videos and the pictures need to be updated.
Yeah, updated. Okay, cool. The pictures will be back really, really soon. Mirza already sent me, like he's a beast. So he'll have your stuff back. So let's focus there. Number 1 is switching out images so you can like look super fresh and positioned. number 2 then is you doing these little, lists of the questions and things like that. So we can, if you send those over, the team can start working on that little funnel for you, the questionnaire funnel. And then we'll start working then on that webinar and that pitch deck for the webinar and pick a date.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll start working on the back end process.
Okay. And then when you go into the back office of funnels, ClickFunnels, how do you get to the preview page again? I'm gonna find that. Do you go funnels?
Yeah, go to your funnels, type in which one you want, and then it'll open it up and you can click on which funnel you're looking at.
Right. Okay. And it looks like they've been putting some new pictures in, maybe. They definitely see a few pictures that need to be swapped out, but just loading here.
Yeah, because once you get the ones you want, then it's a lot easier. Then we can say, this is her main branding photo now. Switch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just one of the main things that with the backdrop is what I realized is like what keeps getting used is like an institution, it's like an old bank with the pillars in the front, and it's like that's just not what I've ever been. And I know they even with the book cover, they try to do really institutional stuff.
Hold on, where are you talking about any of that stuff? That doesn't ring a bell for us.
Well, just like the underlay, like he does that underlay of
which funnel? Is there a funnel
on the funnel? Yeah, and it's and he used it in my slide deck as well, and it's like I think it's probably throwing him off because of the bank word, but it's like beyond the banks. It's like this isn't anything to do with the banks. This is like, so having those.
Is there an example that you've got? It's easier for us to see.
Yeah, here, let me share it with you here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, certainly, obviously now, especially now that you're more knowledgeable in some things and people that you'd like to attract based on what you learned with this, with Yamilka's archetype, if there are certainly some things that you are feeling that you would like to test and change out based on some knowledge that you've got and see how that works, great. That's certainly something that we can do. We just want to be mindful of our decisions and not being rapidly changing. So let's, like, if we need to look at it more intently and say, okay, I really understand this. This is what I want, because otherwise that just becomes a lot more.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't really, to be honest with you, anything even to do with Yamalka. It's something that I found that I think it's just the name throws people off, because out of the covers that Jerry's team did, the one that I chose out of the 3 that I had was was the least institutionalized. It was like soft.
What are you seeing? I don't know what you're looking at.
So see up here at the top where it says Beyond the Banks, if you look in behind, there's an image, and it's like yeah, I just wanted to convey that. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not, it's okay.
I can see the little bit of texture changes and balance. It's actually a table, and it's got just texture. Okay.
But this is looking much nicer though too. Like the books are facing the right way. Yeah, this is looking.
Yeah, and just remember too, the details, right? Our objective is to
I just want to for sure no institutional kind of looking stuff.
The best way is that for saying what you do want, not what you don't want, because what we do want is a lot more clear than I don't want, because then it opens it up for any kind of suggestion or options. Mm-hmm. But again, moving forward, certainly we've done a lot of that work on the back end, so that's like, that becomes double time.
Yeah, and then just on the media kit, because I never had any I never gave you guys any feedback on that. It all looks good, except for I want to swap out this
The
picture.
image.
I'm just going to look through.
What you're learning from and your knowledge is, I would really suggest in this realm is, you know, the archetype style, which is more creator, more you being in the natural end than just the polar opposite, which is the business end. So we could add in, like I do that in mine. Like I have where in my website, like I'll have me super professional, and then I've got me on the beach with Hanalei. Right? I'm using this data to help create a better pull through. And that's how I really could see that working, is like,
well, yeah. And I mean, in all honesty, it's like, it's that whole, you know, the freedompreneur kind of thing. I mean, that's what attracted to me to the